Darius Acuff Jr. is a dead ringer for Stephon Marbury. Similar size, similar body type, similar builds, similar games. But I think the thing about Acuff Jr., similar athletes. Remember Marbury when he was younger, he had boosties. He dunk on you. Now I think the thing that makes Acuff not necessarily more talented. Stephon Marbury was a very good NBA player. He had like 20 points and 8 assists for his career. I think by age like 31, he was pretty much done. So, it kind of like he didn't play till he was 35, 36, 37. See his averages, naturally decline. But, Marbury was a fantastic player. Marbury's problem is he didn't really understand how to play the point guard position, right? Marbury was a very talented player. He has as much talent as anybody, I think, that has played the point guard position in the NBA. But he didn't really know how to, the way you're supposed to play the point guard position is you're supposed to know when to score. Your first priority should be setting up your teammates. And then you pick your spots to score, and you take over when you need to. You can still get your 20 points a game doing that, but your first priority should be making sure the other guys are involved in the game, right? And Marbury didn't really know how to do that. He would just go out, and he was talented enough to get 20 points, and he had the ball, so he would get the 8 assists, but not in the way of Jason Kidd or Gary Payton or somebody like that who was actually like, a floor general. That's what Marbury was lacking. The basketball IQ to know, okay, well, how can I translate my impact into wins? I think Marbury in his prime, outside of the Minnesota years, I think he only went to playoffs once, and that was 2003 with the Suns. So he didn't really know how to. I think he was a fabulous basketball player, but he didn't really know how to make his team better. I think this kid Acuff, and it helps that we're playing in an era where if you're a scoring guard, that's the norm, right? But I think Acuff has a bit more of that point guard. I don't want to say point guard. I don't want to say has a point guard, but that awareness, that understanding of like his role as a point guard, and that at the end of the day, if you're not winning games, it doesn't matter. So I think that he'll be somebody who, unlike Marbury, his teams will be good in the NBA. Like something like Keontae George. I don't think Keontae George is as talented as either one of these kids, as Acuff, or as talented as Marbury was. But the Jazz sucked. The Jazz sucked on purpose, right? So Keontae George is kind of just like a guy who he puts up numbers, and his team is not good, right? Back in my day, Marbury made a couple All-Star teams doing that, but that's because it wasn't as much talent in the league as there is now, So something like Keontae George today, and also of course it's easier to put up numbers today than it was back then. But yeah, I just like this kid Acuff Jr. I already said I think he's going to be a franchise player in the NBA. But I just wanted to update my comparison that I had for him, because the Garland one was just really not. It really honestly just wasn't a good comparison. They really don't. I mean, this kid Acuff has way more game than Garland has. Better athlete, So yeah, I apologize to Darius Acuff, and it won't happen again. BYU was already out, so no more debates. North Carolina lost. People wonder if they lost in the first round. People wonder if that'll be it for Hubert Davis. We'll see.